welcome back. I'm playing my first over-the-board chess tournament in 1.5 years, classical one. Very interesting event, 6 rounds, 2 rounds each day. A very good roster. The first round starts in about an hour. Usually ask me how you prepare, what you do during the tournament, how you sleep. I'll try to show you as much as possible what I'm doing throughout it. You'll see vlogs, you'll see recaps of everything. Hope you will enjoy it. And just some advice for you before playing this event. Try to solve puzzles, try to repeat your opening lines. That's exactly what I was not doing, and I'm not sure. I'll be improvising a lot, basically freestyle chess, and you gotta sleep well. My round starts in 1 hour, so let's head out to the tournament hall. One of the things here is just like you gotta stay hydrated during the tournament, so I'll just I came to the shop. I want to buy some water, probably some snacks. Man, what the hell is this, $10.99? I'll grab something cheap. Let's go. Guys, I ended up winning the first round against a lower rated opponent, but it was a tough game. You will see a recap, a couple of thoughts. I mean, every round will be even more and more difficult, so it's going to be a tough event, but hopefully I can show my best and win. Hopefully that's going to be all right. Right now I'm heading to have some lunch, have some food. I have 2 hours in between, so I'll see you right now in the recap of round number 1, and stay tuned. Recap number 2, round number 2 is coming. Recap of round number 1. I was playing against Gao Raymond, 2009 FIDE rating. White pieces in the first round, not too bad. Hopefully, we can start with a good note. So let's see how the game went. So e4, c5, knight f3, d6, and I'm playing my regular Najdorf system, knight f6, knight c3, a6, and h3. This system with h3 is, kind of spicy in a way. Like, I played for a while, I played bishop e3 in some of the games. I might potentially go even rook g1 for so-called freak attack, but I was like, alright, I'll play h3. I'm not sure if he prepared for it, what he will play. And let's say I wanted actually to play, let's say, e5, knight e2. After h5, my usual move is bishop g5, but instead I was planning to go g3 and play more positional way. But I was kind of, surprised with e6, and here, white played g4, immediate attack, immediate threat of g5, d5, takes, knight goes to e2, bishop b4, bishop g2, that's all theory, castle, and knight c3. So here I started thinking for a while. First of all, I said in the beginning of the video, try to repeat your lines, right? And going into the tournament, and you will see a recap of round number 2 as well. You'll see how that game went, but it's very important to repeat your lines, and ideally, going into the tournament, you should be ready for like each scenario. Like, yeah, sometimes your opponents might actually prepare something you've never played before, but I'm going into this tournament. I mean, I'm just very raw in a way, because I've been playing this line for a long time. I haven't played against this specific line for a lot of times, but still I gotta be prepared for it. So I played b takes e3, which is, to me it seemed a logical move, because look, I'm now playing as a chess player. I have no idea how theory here is. Like, apparently knight c3 is best move, which I wasn't even aware of. But yeah, I checked the files I had. Yeah, knight c3, and Gao referred to this knight c3 move after the game as well. But I played b c3. My idea here, guys, is that my bishop is very active on this long diagonal. My rook potentially comes on b file and tries to pressure this b pawn. I was like, alright, it's probably not too bad, and I have some pressure on black. And here I'm not sure, but apparently bishop d6, which he played, I didn't really like it. I really like bishop c5 for black, and what computer here suggests is
what I actually was calculating, but I didn't realize that it was that good. Let's say takes, and then bishop e3, and despite being down a pawn, white are better. I calculated knight d4, and I was like, can I do it actually? Like, can I sack a pawn? But yeah, after the game, I was like, I checked, and I confirmed my feelings that white are actually not worse, have slight edge. I was calculating something like rook c4 attacking this one, but apparently after rook a1, it's just like a huge trouble here, and if knight d7. So I was initially like bishop b7, rook d7, but apparently there is like rook d2, you don't really need to rush. Rook d2, rook goes to d1, and play against this knight on d7. I played b takes e3, bishop d6 was played in the game. Bishop e3, queen c7, rook b1, and now I'm trying to bring my bishop to b6. So the line I was also calculating, let's say here, you know, some tricky lines, you know, rook d8, and it seems like black are just losing exchange. And after bishop h2, king h1, rook d1, we don't take this queen because it's actually losing. We play rook fd1, and the idea is to play rook d8. If queen b6, we're just up in exchange, and queen e7, white have a better development, but again, you just never know. Like, the game might go either way. Probably white won't lose, but yeah, black have to develop somehow, and it's pretty tough to accomplish. But plays knight d7, so very solid so far. Just trying to prevent, let's say, bishop b6 from happening. And I decided to go for queen d2 and go for bishop b6. So first of all, I wasn't even calculating knight d5. For some reason, it's the best move, but I was like, I don't even remember 100%. I was calculating maybe bishop c5, trying to trade bishops, but then alright, I mean, I can go probably rook d1, I'm fine. So yeah, knight d5 probably seems like the only move which makes sense. Bishop b6, queen e7, rook fd1, bishop c7. So here there was knight c4, but after queen d4, I was like, knight b6 takes, and there was like this line, I think knight c4, rook d4, let's say this, rook b3, knight c2, and then rook d2, and knight is basically trapped. Knight e1, bishop e4, and you know, rook b1, rook e1, game over. Bishop c7 was played. I played queen d4, centralizing my queen. Knight c6, queen c5, offering a queen trade. Again, not the best. Computer likes queen e3 more, and then takes, maintain pressure on the queen side. Queen c5 takes, rook d8. I was like, okay, what can I do here? Takes, and yeah, you can see the valuation. It's not that high. Yeah, I have like little ledge, and even though all black pieces are on 7th and 8th rank, it's just really hard to kind of break through here. I try to look for ways. One of the lines I was calculating, you know, more and more is like bishop b6, but you know, I realized that if I played bishop d7, and the problem here is tactically bishop b7 doesn't work, because there is rook b8 and there is a pin on b file. So I was like, I spent quite some time here trying to understand like where I should go. Like, my bishop, I also was calculating knight d4, but knight d4, I don't know, it just didn't work in many lines. I mean, right now again bishop d7 and knight c6 is coming, and once again this move doesn't work due to rook b8. So this b7 pawn is technically protected in a lot of ways. Takes, rook d1, f6, bishop d6, and now I decided to trade. And once again, it's a very hard position to play. Computer says it's equal, but look, from human's perspective, he was getting low on time. It might be tough to play, and soon he decided to just give up a pawn on b7. I played knight d4, centralizing my knight, rook b8, and here I was looking for different moves. You can try, you know, as a puzzle, like what's the move you would make here. For those of you who have seen this game, you don't really have to solve it, but for some of you, you know, it might be actually try to find the best move, because I was kind of, you know, satisfied. So what I was calculating first is like some knight c6, but the problem with knight c6 is, yeah, I mean, of course black don't have to take, but now their king is getting on the queen side, protects the pawn. I don't really have a way to kind of get advantage. So then I came up with basically the idea is to play knight c4 and play b5, and then, you know, more or less black are fine. So this is where bishop f1 comes. It not only stops knight from jumping to c4, but it also attacks the pawn on a6 because there is a pin on b file. So at this point it became really hard for black to play. They played bishop d7, and now I picked up a pawn on a6. And computer likes king f7, but again I just play bishop a6 in my opinion, and I don't think, or f4 as well. Like, there are a couple of options I can go with. Bishop b7, bishop a6, rook a8, bishop b5. Not the most precise way of conversion. Like, computer says bishop b7, bishop b4. I was like, do I have to keep more material on the board? Like, bishops potentially, you know, might get dangerous, but bishop b7, bishop b4, yeah, makes a lot of sense. There is not a lot of activity for black. I should be able to convert, but I decided to go for, to me it seemed like an easier option, but apparently you know, he was able to create a lot of counterplay. So at some point I was like a little bit scared. Rook a3, attacking pawn on c3. I go back, rook c7, now g6, knight b5, rook a1, king g2, and he plays g5, the best move. So here my idea was to play knight d6, knight e8, knight f6. So let's say they try to go for my c2 pawn, I play knight d6, they pick up this pawn, knight e8, the game is basically over because I take on f6 and I go rook f7, and I end up taking the piece probably because let me just demonstrate you a line. This knight f6, king h8, rook f7, and basically this knight is not able to move. Let's say this g5, and I'll end up basically winning the piece. He played g5, rook a2, knight. Oh, wait, that's the wrong line. King g2, g5. So the idea of g5 is to bring knight to g6 and create a lot of counterplay. And I was scared. Like at this point, I think I had like 10 minutes. He had like 2 minutes, so it was getting pretty tough. f3, and the idea of f3 is simple. I want to bring my king to f2 and avoid any potential, you know, more checks. Knight g6, king f2. Rook goes to c1, knight e6, king e3, and now he played at f8. I mean, at this point, it just everything loses basically. I go rook g7, I go rook f7, I pick up an f6. This pawn falls, everything falls apart. White are winning basically. You can see the evil bar, and he played at f8, rook c8, takes, knight e6, king f4. And you know, sometimes you still gotta be extremely careful. You know, knight, there are potential forks. Let's say I can't go rook b3 because knight c5, right? So there are still some chances for black, but I played precise h4. To me it seemed like the most precise move. After g takes h4, f4. I mean, my idea is just to go after h4 pawn, keep the structure, keep the king basically on the 7th rank so it doesn't go up. And after h4, the idea is to play h5 and then rook a3, rook a7, of course. F4, knight g7, rook c7, king g6, f5, king h6. And now after rook e7, unfortunately black are in complete zugzwang because they're not able to move their knight. This square is blocked, this is blocked, knight e6, knight e8. If king g5 moves, this knight will no longer be protected. He tried kind of promote his pawn, but nothing worked out. And in the following position, he resigned, and I won the first game of the event. You'll see a tab here. I played 91.9 while my opponent played 87.2. I never really had a worse position during the game. Yeah, pretty solid. Good win in the first round, not too bad. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in round number 2. Go check it out. It's gonna be a very exciting one. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.